home updates. I finally have another one of these videos to share with you guys. I kind of took a step back from buying furniture and spending money on projects for the winter, and just in winter, it's not so fun to work on things. But it's warm, everything's in bloom at the house, I'm feeling much more motivated to take on projects, and I have some exciting new furniture pieces to share with you guys. I've also started getting window treatments that we're gonna install. I scored the craziest bed frame with attached nightstands on auction for $5. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know on my Substack I curate a selection of auctions and estate sales, just pieces that I think are cool every week. And I actually shared this bed in one of those posts a couple weeks ago, and I bought it for $5. No one took me to a bidding war on it. When I shared that on Instagram, people were shocked. Sometimes when you're buying things at auction, they're not even cheaper than if you're buying them at like a typical vintage furniture store or Facebook Marketplace, but sometimes you can get some really good deals. So if you guys are interested in those links, here's kind of what that looks like, and I share on my Substack weekly. It's $10 a month for those sources and links, but you can cancel anytime, and I have a lot of recurring subscribers, so I think people like the service. Another small thing that can kind of fit into the home updates, I just got this new glassware from Fable, and I think they're really pretty. I feel like because I host so much, because where I live is kind of a tourist destination from New York City, we have friends staying with us constantly, we break a lot of wine glasses, so I'm really excited to have a full set now. Fable has a lot of really elegant, simple glassware. I also have some of their little bowls that I use for like cornichons, nuts. I have to say I've been doing a lot of rearranging. If you're new here, I have been working on this house as like a fixer-upper project for almost 3 years now, which is kind of insane, and I moved in full-time about 6 months ago. Kind of still figuring everything out, and my whole ethos around decorating a home is just to take your time, collect pieces instead of just buying everything at once. When you're shopping secondhand, you can always swap out and sell and just like figure out what works in a space. So I've been doing a lot of rearranging. That's honestly one of the fastest ways for me to get a little hit of dopamine. So where should I start? I guess I could start with the chair that I'm sitting on. I've wanted an LC4 lounge for as long as I can remember, specifically a cowhide one. A lot of the vintage and authentic options that I was finding were very worn in, which I love the look of, but I feel like most that I saw needed reupholstery or they were sagging. They just needed a little help, and they were still really expensive. But I found this reproduction of the LC4 on Manhattan Home Design. I got it custom upholstered in this cowhide fabric. It does take a while to get it. It took about 15 weeks for delivery, but so worth it. So high quality. It's a really nice addition to my bedroom. Designing this bedroom has been a bit of a challenge. Having a big space is such a luxury, but this is a really big room. We also have this screened-in porch that we're working on out there. We kind of have like a gym area set up in now, and I have a hammock. But I feel like this is its own little studio apartment. It's nice to have a big loungy chair. I have a dresser here. I would love to get some shelves on the wall and have this kind of be a little reading nook. I think that would be really nice. I'll have the Manhattan Home Design website linked below. They have a lot of other pieces as well. You already saw me share if you follow me on Instagram, which I hope you do. I guess we'll stay in the bedroom, and I'm going to show you my new bed. So I purchased this from an auction in Philly, which is like a 4.5 hour drive from here. I definitely could have went and picked it up myself and held on to that $5 price tag, but I listed a shipping request on this website, UShip. It's what I often use if I'm buying furniture online secondhand and I have to sort out my own delivery. You can declare the price that you want to pay on there and wait for someone to accept it. Or what I usually do is I make a listing with all the delivery info, and then providers can bid, and you can take the lowest bid if you want. I usually take like something that's a little bit more mid-tier because I've had some bad experiences with the lowest bid. And you can see people's reviews and everything, and really great service. If you need to ship something, it's usually your stuff just getting added on to another load that a provider's already doing. I ended up spending $305 on this bed, which I still think is a steal. But there is a small issue with it, which it's hidden right now, which you're gonna see, and it's missing one of the beams that I thought was gonna be attached to it. It was listed as a king bed. And I haven't done further research, but this bed frame is from the 80s, and I'm suspicious that maybe the size of king mattresses has changed since the 80s, just slightly, because my mattress is a little bit too big for this headboard. You'll see that the nightstands are attached to it, so when I have it fully pushed together, my mattress doesn't fit just by like a few inches. It's super frustrating. We were like, maybe it's actually a queen. I tried to move it into our guest room downstairs, but then there was space on the side, and I don't know. It's not a queen, it's not a king, at least in modern day. And I don't have a California king bed either. I thought maybe that's what we had bought, but it's not. So the headboard is not stuck together in the back, and it is missing that support, which is kind of a bummer. I think we might try to do like a little DIY hack in the middle and figure something out, but honestly, with how the bed is set up, you can't even tell, so it's totally fine. So cool how modular it is. The nightstands are detachable if I ever want to put them somewhere else. And just to make it a little bit bigger, because like I said, this bedroom is massive, I added some nesting tables to the side. So the piece basically goes wall to wall. I was originally thinking when we have the budget, I wanted to get something custom made by our carpenter for that wall, but it just hasn't been a priority. I saw this bed, I saw that no one was bidding on it, and I kind of impulsively did it. So as you can see, we still don't have window treatments in this room. I'm definitely planning on getting some eventually, but I just got some for our downstairs living area, and it's completely transformed the space. The light has become so glowy and beautiful. And you know, having window treatments really makes a space feel a lot more put together. There wasn't that much urgency for us to get window treatments because we live in a very private area. And the view is so beautiful out all of our windows. You just see the woods and nature. This cutie black bear we just spotted. I just unboxed my latest shoe purchase. I finally got a pair of GH Bass tassel loafers. These are their Weegens. I used to have a pair of green loafers that were very similar to this that were by Prada, but I felt like because of the color, I just wasn't wearing them that much anymore. These are so good. Started as simply home updates, but I've decided I am just gonna make it into a vlog from the month of June. I'm a little bit out of practice. I've been posting on TikTok every day. If you've been wondering what I'm up to, that's a great place to go, but YouTube will always be my #1 love, even if I'm not as active on here. I love it here. Let's talk about some new basics I got in. I am finally trying Quince, at least their clothes. I've tried their home stuff in the past. I've owned some things for years, and they're some of my favorite items in my home, specifically their bedding and their towels. You guys know I'm a bit of a manufacturing nerd, especially since I used to produce clothes for my own brand, and now I do that on the side as a consultant. So I think it's safe to say I know what I'm talking about when it comes to quality. So I was really excited to try some pieces. The first item is a cashmere cardigan. I feel like you can tell from the weight alone as I'm holding this up. This is very heavyweight. It's 100% Mongolian cashmere. A lot of cashmere knits I own lean a bit more on the boyish side, which I also love. I love like an oversized v-neck cashmere. But this one has a lot of shape to it. It sort of cinches in at the waist, and it has these really beautiful flared sleeves. Just makes me feel like a girl when I'm wearing this in the best way. I recently wore it with a little black skirt and some pointed toe heels. I did get a size small in this, which I'm usually in between small and medium, but I wanted to make sure this was a little bit more fitted. I'm completely obsessed. You cannot beat the price. I will be buying this in another color. I'll be sure to link anything that I'm talking about down below for you guys. Next is what is currently on my feet. This is as preppy as I go, you guys, but I have really been wanting a pair of shoes like this. They're a pair of suede driver shoes and this beautiful black suede. They have a lot of arch support and they're seriously so comfy, perfect for running errands. I have been wearing them, so the bottoms are maybe a little bit gross, but it seriously feels like you're walking on clouds. And then lastly, another true test of quality, I picked out one of their leather jackets. I got a size medium in this. They had a few different leather jackets to choose from. I picked this one because it reminded me of like vintage British racer jackets, which you guys know, totally my vibe and style. Leather is super soft. I can tell they sort of skimped on the lining quality. You would get a better lining if you were spending like $1,000+ on a leather jacket, which would be normal. for something of this leather quality. But to meet their price point, they have to cut back somehow, and that's not something that can really be complained about. Did you guys hear that? It just started storming so bad. Anyways, I am super happy with everything that I received from Quince. I think it's an incredible place to shop for basics. I'm definitely going to be getting more cashmeres, and I will have those pieces linked below for you guys. I am about to send some pieces off to Framebridge to get framed. I also got this piece on an auction. This guy got framed in the city. It's broken, and the framer also just did not do what I asked, so I'm really excited for Framebridge to redo this for me. I just unboxed a package from Framebridge. I just got one of my auction pieces framed. It's a really small oil painting of some dogs in nature. I think they're hunting dogs, kind of similar to my dogs. I love having animal art and trinkets. I kind of have to watch it so I don't seem like a crazy person. Sort of same with my tattoos. I feel like any tattoo I want is of animals. I wanted to darken it up a bit because it is a little bit more traditional cottagey vibe, which does work with this house. But I did a black wood frame and a black linen mat. I think it turned out so beautifully. They had a ton of unique framing options to choose from. They had some cool burl frames. They can frame pretty much anything. I will definitely be going back to them, especially now that I know that I like their work. One thing I am dying to do is replace this rug. We have just had a filler rug here because I have a puppy. She's not even a puppy anymore, but potty training her has taken quite a long time. And I just have not wanted to invest in a rug in the meantime because it's just so not worth it if it's gonna get ruined. This one has gotta go. It's just from Amazon. I think it's awful. I'm just gonna complain for a second. These colors really clash together. I hate it. I think that your rug and your floors should always be contrasting. So a good way to put it is if you put this in a black and white filter, the rug and the wood would look the same color, and that's not what we want. I really want to get a darker rug for down here. The only trouble with that is this is where we use our wood stove, and naturally ash and wood chips get everywhere, so I want to find something that's easy to clean because that's definitely going to show on a darker rug. My bedside sofa is now in our main living room. I moved the cloud couch I had from our apartment into our TV room because truthfully it is just so comfy, and it also requires a lot of maintenance to keep it looking nice, where this one I haven't done anything to it, still looks pretty good.